Hey there, Sagittarius. I'm going to go ahead and get into your reading for July 2020, and I'm doing things a little bit differently here. I'm pre-shuffling right now for the first reading just to cut time out of the uploading time. It can take like 2 to 3 hours to upload a video. Also, I'm going to do a general reading, a couples reading, and then a singles reading, because I feel like sometimes things get missed, and you can watch all of them if you choose to. You can see whatever, resonates or not, but in some areas may resonate more than others. And due to the nature that this is a general reading, this won't resonate with every single person out there. So, go through it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, so with this general energy, Sagittarius, that I'm finding here, it's kind of interesting just because it can go in a lot of ways. It can go in a relationship sense, a job sense, like a lot of different things. So starting out, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor upright is a very masculine energy. It's an energy of authority and being your own boss. It's one of leadership and structure. It's very guided. It's like a guided missile. It knows exactly what its destination is and it goes for it. There's a lot of assertive energy that's usually connected to this card, so it's about being very well thought out, and not just jumping to assumptions or impulsive energy. It's being very methodical in what you do. It can talk about government organizations, big companies. It can talk about being your own boss. There's a lot of things that come with the Emperor. It can talk also about father and grandfather energies, husband energies. This doesn't have to just be a male. This could be a female who's very involved in her own business, who's get up and go, very directed, very business oriented, so it's that type of energy. Right now, with the Six of Wands beneath that, it's interesting because we have this very big, bold energy, sometimes even brash, but we also have the Six of Wands in reverse. So this is talking about delays in success or delays in the growth of your business. You could be seen as either somebody that is, not, it's like a potential for like a loss of reputation, or, the work that you're putting out is not enough, or you're being asked to put out more energy or redo something. This could be a boss at a work situation. It could be you. It could be a boss. Could be a love person. I'm not going to direct any type of specifics to this right now because this is a general reading. Okay, if it goes in that energy, then you figure it out. With the Six of Wands, though, in reverse, there's almost like you're not getting the accolades that you received or that you should be, getting here. Again, it could also be an energy where we're being asked to redo our work, or the work that we've submitted is not good enough. And so the boss is asking you to do more. It's interesting energy. Moving forward with the Page of Pentacles, you have a situation in regard to, if it's jobs, there's something that you need to really work towards more on. There's something that you might need to perfect more. Could be in your workflow, what you're producing here, and it's not matching up to what your boss wants. You might want to introduce creativity to it if that's a situation that makes sense for you. Sorry, my floor is creaking here. When we're working in situations that there's like no happiness, no flow, no like freedom of expression, that can get really, really dull. So a friend of mine, what do they say? Like, when you have an email and like you can type out a little blurb at the bottom where it'll always send your little message with everybody. He says something like, jobs can be great and whatever, but they become even better when you can introduce happiness into them, when you can introduce friendliness and fun into your job. It feels like there might be a lack of that, and maybe a desire for creativity to be introduced into that situation. With the Page of Swords in reverse with that, it's interesting because this can talk about people in your job, different, coworkers, whatever. But the Page of Swords in reverse it's a harsh card. It's about, rumors being put upon you, people lying and gossiping in regard to you, or, speaking poorly behind your back. It's a lot of criticizing other people, information not being kept, secrets and promises or secrets being not kept secret. There's a lot of negative aspects to that card. It can also talk about stalking for sure. But in regard to that, like, the Page of Pentacles also, I do want to mention, and not so much in a relationship sense, but just in a general sense, it can be somebody who's a bit more on the superficial side. Okay, they want what they want, and it needs to be, I don't know, it needs to meet certain things, So if you're with a very critical boss, they may be handing you back your work. They may just be denying your work. They may also be taking credit for your work where credit should be due to you. And you're dealing with somebody potentially very superficial and kind of shitty. Moving forward with the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is in reverse. So with that card, yes, let's cover the bases. Like, there are so many people, fixate on this just being a card of being a cheater or a player. And while that definitely can be part of it, you can also consider it to be somebody who's very charming, but on a toxic level. There's a lot of arguments that are involved with this. This is an unreliable energy, hidden agenda type energy, manipulative energy, So it's that kind of stuff. Ill-tempered people. It's that way. If you're dealing with a job situation where you're dealing with superficiality, people stealing your work, having difficulty knowing who to trust, or having gossip being spread about you in the background, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I also feel here too with the Page of Swords in reverse, it does kind of talk about an energy of feeling lost in a situation, or like not having enough purpose. If you're stagnant in a job situation, dealing with a potential job, boss that's just over egoic, superficial, taking your work from you and basically calling it their own, like, that's nowhere to be. That's nowhere to be. So as the Page of Swords in reverse, recognize your significance in a matter, recognize your value, and move forward with that. This can indicate somebody who has a difficult time fitting in, or they often are ignored or overlooked, or people talk poorly about them, or there's some sort of like rumored idea about this person and it just sticks. And yet it really doesn't have anything to do with the person. So it's about getting that information clear, Also, it does talk about antisocial behavior as well, the Page of Swords in reverse. Sometimes if this is having too much of an effect on you, it can cause you to withdraw in your own life. It can cause you to either withdraw or feel insignificant, a lot of stuff of that nature. So moving on here, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. And in a way, I kind of find this to be the kicker, the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. With the Four of Swords in reverse, you have an energy of burnout. Okay. It can also talk about a loss or a lack of progress in the work or the output that you're getting out there. But that happens when you're burnt out. It happens when you're dealing with people who are totally atrocious and superficial, and rather keep up appearances than really value the connection, or there's so many different ways to look at that. But the Four of Swords in reverse, it talks about not getting enough rest, mental clarity, relaxation, it's having basically a cluttered energy about yourself. It's bleeding into your home. It's unable to relax. You're constantly worried about work if that's the situation. The deadlines, is this going to be good enough? Am I putting my heart and soul into this? And the thing is, I don't know if you necessarily are. Like sometimes we're not satisfied in our job. Sometimes we are a cog in the wheel. Sometimes it just is a thing that we do day to day to make ends meet. Here with the Knight of Cups, it's it's kind of interesting because it's at the base of the reading. So you have an energy that is basically telling you to get involved in things that are creative. The Knight of Cups is a beautiful card. Aside from messages of love and, being in love with somebody or having rose-colored glasses on, it's a card of optimism. It's a card of creativity. I do want to say it's also a card of putting on a performance as well, not just in a theatrical sense. This can also be putting on a performance for somebody that you're exhausted by. I will say that. This aspect feels more like a financial thing versus just a general, but I'm going to call it general right now. If it works with you, it works with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Some of you could deal with the healthcare field. You could be dealing with television work, creative work, behind the scenes work. You could be a writer. This could be a boss telling you rewrite everything. There's a lot of different potentials here, but what I'm feeling is a necessity to infuse your workspace or whatever you're going through right now with a new sense of creativity. I think that might be really helpful here, Sagittarius, and see where that can go. So I'm going to go ahead and get some clarifiers for these cards, and we will move forward. And then we will be doing a couples relationship reading and then a singles relationship reading. Please show me the Emperor and the Six of Wands in reverse here. Okay, getting two cards. They're both in reverse. So the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Tower in reverse. Interesting. So with these two cards, it's not an easy situation to be part of. It's not an easy connection to be with somebody. You're not seeing eye to eye with them. There's no emotional reciprocity. This isn't something that you feel good about. With the Tower in reverse, this is telling me that you're needing to go back and fix something. This could also be why that Six of Wands is in reverse, fixing your mistakes, fixing something that somebody else blew up about, and now they want you to redo it all over again. It's that type of energy. But I also want to say, in regard to returning to the situation time and time again, remaining to be a cog in a wheel, when do we look at that with this Tower in reverse? The Tower is about changing our focus. It's about realizing situations that are meant to be broken apart. You're not supposed to stay in them. Here we're fixing a problem, it seems, but also we're maintaining a problem. If you're unhappy, don't maintain that, because it feels like there's going to be more of that unhappiness in regard to the situation or boss person that you're with. Show me the Page of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, okay, well that's obvious. You have the Emperor in reverse with the Four of Swords in reverse again, you guys. So again, kind of denoting a very superficial energy here. Somebody they can't be bothered with listening to you being human. That's kind of what I'm feeling. They want what they want when they want it, and they're not easy to deal with. The Emperor reverse is unyielding. They're very bossy. They're all up in your business, and they also kind of there's an element with this with the Page of Swords underneath this. This person could also be gossiping about you. This person could be causing more problems in your work situation or relationship, whatever it is. I feel like this is work. It's weird. The Four of Swords again, we just have a reiteration. This is burning you out. This is burning you out. Also, if you're being spoken about poorly on the job, it's burning you out. What are you going to do about that, Sagittarius? How can you get out of that? How can you free your energy up so you can put yourself in a better space? Okay. Okay, at the bottom of the deck too, for those two cards flying out, you have the Fool. So this is about new beginnings, uncharted territories, new directions. It could just be getting out of a situation and saying, fuck it, that kind of energy. You're not getting enough out of this for yourself to feel like yourself, whatever this may be. All right, so, oh my God, show me the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Four of Swords in reverse, please, for Sagittarius. Thank you. So you have the Three of Cups coming out here with the Moon at the bottom of the deck. The Three of Cups is an interesting card to come out here just because You have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse. So you have a situation where you're dealing with potentially toxic people. You're dealing with people that, you know, they hate to lose. There's a lot of manipulation with this Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, and also with this card too, it's kind of, if you maintain it or you're in a relationship with somebody of that nature, whether that be a relationship situation or a work situation, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, it's interesting because it's like there's also an energy of losing your sense of freedom within that energy. You're just kind of like locked in, being entangled with people you can't really get away from. It's kind of that energy. And it keeps coming. It keeps coming. With the Four of Swords in reverse also, it's just kind of like overload, burnout. So rather than maintain that, here with the Three of Cups, we have celebration. We have, more so than celebration, we have being able to work with or see eye to eye with people. I feel that you probably should get out of this situation just because it brings more drama, it brings more seclusion, and I feel deception in a way, unfairness here, and it's too much for you to navigate through. It's like your position in that, whatever this is not strong enough to withstand it, so you have to move on. Be with people who feel good. Be with people who nurture you. Take some time for yourself. The Three of Cups is a very restorative energy. It does talk about being with people who care about us and who we care about. It's celebrating, going on, you know, picnics, dinners, having drinks with friends. Whatever you can do to get yourself out of this energy with whomever this Emperor in reverse is, the better. I don't know if this is a love situation, could be, but you know, you'll have to apply it there. I'm going to go ahead and get into the couples and singles reading. I feel here, you guys, that whomever this energy is for, it's time to really get your power back and move forward. You're kind of, I feel like in some, I don't know, some stuck energy with somebody that doesn't have your best interest at heart, you know? So be conscious about that, be careful about it, and let's move on. Okay, show me energy for the, okay. Sagittarius could be dealing with an earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Show me energy for the sign of Sagittarius in love. Couples. Four of Pentacles. Not picking that up. There's like 4 cards there. Just want 1 card. You have the Chariot. More for Sagittarius. You have the Two of Swords. You have the Magician in reverse. Couples, and you have the Sun. Good. What I'm feeling here right now, there may be strain in your relationship due to financial issues here, Sagittarius. You may have a difficulty in communication with your partner. There may be issues in regard to savings, and also maybe who is saving what or how we can better effectively save. With the Queen of Pentacles, it's all about stabilizing the home and family life. It's about feeling good on all fronts in that regard, you know. And so with that energy, I do want to suggest to some of you, especially during this critical time, that a lot of people are choosing to have secondary incomes. They're choosing to create more and will try to create a secondary job out of like a hobby or something, that might be for you. Especially when I was shuffling these cards to come out, the Two of Pentacles showed up on the bottom of the deck for one of these cards. The Two of Pentacles does indicate that energy. It talks about hobbies and passions that we, maybe play around with, but, they're just for our soul enjoyment, but maybe introducing that to the world, or, sharing that with people, making a business out of it. That could be something. So here with the Four of Pentacles, I'm feeling like a restriction in regard to money. This doesn't always just talk about, nothing flowing, nothing coming in, nothing coming out. It can talk about holding on to the money that you have so that you can, in a better mindset, place it where it's going to be most prosperous, most fruitful for your relationship, okay? You do have a lot of success in that regard moving forward. You have a lot of success with the Sun. You have literally like the two most successful positive cards in the deck on top of each other, okay? So with this, it's about communicating with your partner. This could also be a financial advisor as well. Some of you may be dealing with that situation with your partner. Again, there's more of like a financial thread to this reading. I don't know why, Sagittarius. With the Magician in reverse, it's interesting just because this doesn't just mean a trickster or a bad person. This can literally talk about not feeling ready to emerge with some sort of idea, not feeling like you have enough backing you. This can also talk about not having enough belief in yourself or courage to move forward, not having enough funds to move forward in the direction that you want. Either way, it feels like you could either get a loan for that, you could be able to stabilize that for your family. It could be a female aspect of this relationship, getting her own private home job or a secondary position, because right now it feels like things are stagnant and tight in as far as like romance, as far as financial aspects go in this situation. You may have difficulty communicating that with somebody. This also could be not wanting to go that route if you need a loan, or financial advisor, it's holding off until the very end. But if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling like things aren't moving your way in that direction, it's time to move in that direction. It's time to be available to that. You have the Sun and you have the Chariot. Very, very promising energies. The Nine of Swords here is kind of the crux of it all, where it's like we're in this mental shackled state, the shackled mental state where we're not able to think about anything else, not able to move forward. If you're having issues of that nature, it's time to reconnect with each other and communicate now. It's time to get on the same page with each other so that you can have a better understanding and also better movement forward. The Chariot talks about success, it talks about prosperity, but it also talks about taking care of yourself and going after your own needs. It's kind of a thread within the Queen of Pentacles too. She likes to take care of her own needs. She likes to feel like she's valued in her experience. She's also the breadwinner, the one who puts things on the table. This may be also in regard to your partner. It could be your partner needing to get a second job to make ends meet. Show me the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Swords for Sagittarius. The Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, again, we had that in the other energy. It can be about new beginnings, but it also can be very much about, if it's a job situation, it can be a start to something new, but also it's going to take a little bit of time to get it up and running. It's kind of the beginning of a project, but we know that there's going to be a lot of work involved to get it going smoothly where you need it. And the Queen of Pentacles here is the exact person for that position, just because she'll see it through. It's feeling very, very secure in the direction that you're going, It's about reinventing yourself or reinventing your business, starting something new, but also studying very hard to make it work, to make it happen. It's that go for it energy, Don't let your insecurities rule you. Don't let your insecurities hold you back, especially with the Magician here. This can also be a lot about insecurities as well, other than just like a trickster or a bad con man, okay? Should be the Four of Pentacles and the Magician in reverse. You have the Hangman here, Piscean energy. The Hangman is about getting a closer look at things. It's also, hi Marcel, it's about taking time for yourself, you know, taking time to, honey, come here. Taking time to shut up, fatty. How about that? Taking time to reassess a situation, you know, to look at everything from all angles. It's getting a better view, getting a better feeling and sense of a thing before you jump into it. So I totally understand that. And I love that energy for that. It's kind of reclaiming yourself and facing some fears there. Show me the Chariot and the Sun here. And again, too, you have two cards of holding off with the Four of Pentacles and the Hangman. It's like not quite ready to move forward yet. I feel a lot of this is personal. It's almost like getting your ducks in a row before making a move. Show me the Chariot and the Sun. The Four of Wands, upright. Okay. So with the Four of Wands, you've got the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm not feeling super connected to that card to like give you a giant answer right now, but I'm going to focus on the Four of Wands here. This is all about stabilizing your foundation for your home, for your family. It can also talk about moving to a new home. You have the Chariot here with the Four of Wands. This is energy of movement, saving enough money to make a move, saving enough money, potentially getting a secondary job to have enough money to move. There's positivity here in that it goes in a positive direction, but you have to be the one to create that motion. You have to be the one to make it move. With the Nine of Swords upright here, a lot of focus, a lot of worry, a lot of worrying about a situation with you and your partner. Overall, though, what I'm feeling here is a sense to have connection with your partner. I feel that if you're worried about money stuff and whatever it may be, there's a necessity to have a connection with your partner where you're emphasizing more of your love to each other. You're sharing more love. It's like things can get heavy, but don't forget to take your love out of it. Don't forget to reintroduce your love in a situation if it's kind of dwindled. You know, if you need to have more emotional connection with your partner, doing kind things for each other, doing things that maybe only lovers do for one another, then do them, you know, leave sweet notes. What I'm trying to do is reintroduce love here, reintroduce a spark, reintroduce compassion, reintroduce some sort of sweet, yummy, loving, ooey gooey feeling between you and a person, because it feels like there's a lot of heaviness here that will free up and move forward, but also make it fun, make it light, express your love, you know, take a bath together, like make each other cupcakes. I don't know what the fuck happy people do, but you know, there you go. So that is the energy for that. I want to, please show me some advice here for Sagittarius. Show me some advice for Sag. Okay, so yeah. So you have, it's the labyrinth basically. It's where you're going in circles. You've done something time and time again and you keep doing the same thing. This is about getting out of that box. It's about changing your perspective. Don't do the same thing over and over again. This is about reintroducing things into your experience. Again, that Page of Pentacles, really taking the bull by its horns and saying, listen, I need to change this. I need to reinvent myself. I need to reinvent my business or get a new business, an additional business. That's that type of energy here. Then it's about stopping going in circles here. It's about stopping that energy. So I'm going to let this go. I'm going to move into the singles and we will continue on. Okay. Show me for Sagittarian singles. Sagittarian singles, please. Singles. Sagittarian singles, please. Sagittarian singles. Here we go. I love it. 10 of Swords coming out in reverse here, singles. It's great energy. More for Sagittarian singles, please. The Nine of Wands, Two of Swords. Okay, those did want to come out. Glad they did. Two of Swords, you've got the Two of Wands, you have the Sun. One more for Sagittarian singles, please. It's on the floor. It's Justice in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. All right, you guys, give me just 1 second. Let me straighten these things out, and then we will get started. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. My God. Oh no, don't get OCD about it. Okay, so with the Ten of Swords here, it's interesting. I like this being here just because it's talking about if you've been in a state of emotional confusion, if you've been dealing with a relationship prior to your energy right now where things have been really bad, you know, betrayal, deception, lies, being thrown under the bus. It's kind of releasing that energy and choosing a different direction. Each deck is different in their artwork, and it's interesting sometimes how things are positioned. So looking here, but almost looking back to the past in regard to the direction that you're going through. This could be looking at a past direction with a person and now realizing that that's over. This type of energy, the Ten of Swords, is no longer in your life. It's a period of closure, okay? With the Two of Wands, though, it's almost as if like you have the opportunity to go back either to something different from the past, or you don't even have to go back to the past. But there's an indication here that there might be something that you want to look into from the past. It could be a hobby, it could be a person, it could be whatever, okay? And if that's not your plan, move forward. Don't go back to the past, however it works for you. With the Nine of Wands here, this is talking about being, there's an element of having dealt with something for a long time that's been exhausting to a degree, but also having the energy and patience to deal with a little bit more. This could also be redirecting your thoughts on a situation, getting a different view. I know that that often happens a little bit more with the Seven of Wands, but that's what I'm picking up right now. Looking into a situation a little bit differently, looking at it through a different lens, also feeling more positive and prosperous towards a situation. You could also be dealing with a situation from the past where you've released somebody and you're just vibing with yourself right now as well, embarking on a different direction in your life. I'm feeling here there's a lack of communication. There might be a distance between the two of you, whether that's physical distance or not. We have the Two of Swords, which communicates non-communication. It's sometimes being stuck in your head about a situation or just not knowing what to say. It can be tongue-tied. It can also talk about stalemates between two people. With Justice in reverse, it's a little bit, I don't like that there, just because it tells me that whatever communication was had was unfair, it was unjust, it wasn't something that left you feeling good. It may have cut you out of a situation, you know, and you may not have clarity. There might not be closure within a situation, but whatever it is, you're going to have to bring yourself that closure if somebody's not talking to you. The Ten of Swords in reverse is a beautiful card because it tells me that you are no longer stuck in this shit situation, which I love. You actually have the opportunity for the Fool to move forward, to grow, to expand, to experience new things. You know, it might feel that you're being pushed out of the nest and you don't have all of the, all your wherewithal, but it still talks about a new path and a new direction being able to be taken. So let's go ahead and pull some cards on this because this one's a little bit, I don't know, it feels like layered in some strange ways. Show me the Ten of Swords with the Two of Wands here for the singles, Sagittarian singles. It's on the floor, hang on. Yeah, see, you have the Sun coming out here too. So clarity, change, healing from the past. I love that, looking at new directions, whether that be towards the past or towards your future, whatever it is, the energy is going towards your future. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool. Page of Cups for the Fool. I'm going to pull the rest of the cards and we'll get into it. Show me the Nine of Wands and the Sun. The Hermit in reverse. Show me Justice and the Two of Swords. Why is Justice in reverse? Shit. Okay. So you have the Knight of Wands here in reverse with the Ace of Cups upright. Here you have the Ace of Pentacles upright. So Sagittarian singles, for those of you who are single, getting over heartbreak, but not just getting over it, finding a new sense of direction within yourself, finding qualities within yourself that this may have brought out to you. This is a learning lesson. It's experiential. It's something that's going to be very helpful in regard to how it molds you. And I think you have a lot of success in this regard moving forward, okay? It's about choice. It's about direction, decision making. Some of you, I feel here that there's a strange blockage in regard to the Page of Cups and the Fool. It's almost feeling like you can't move forward until somebody communicates with you. You can't move forward until there's some sort of clarity or closure, or somebody gives you a communication that I need you to be very conscious of in regard to where you hold yourself back. You don't put your life on hold because somebody isn't available to communicate within themselves. You don't put your life on hold because somebody doesn't have the guts, or somebody just doesn't have it's not who they are. With that Knight of Wands in reverse and the Justice card, this is, you're dealing with somebody potentially from your past who, they're negative. They're negative. There may be arguments. They may be hella oversexed. They're unreliable. There's hidden agendas with that person, They can win at any cost, which also indicates an energy where they just shut things off with you if they're not getting what they want, or if you found out too much about them. It's that kind of energy. That's not the energy that you want to be in. If anything, I would maintain the silence. I would. You have the you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles here with the Fool. I'm going to put this card over here. You have new beginnings, new change, potentials for new love. I would definitely say with the Page of Cups, though, on top of the Fool, do things that are maybe, okay, so not all of you are not, okay, how do I say that? Hang on. Okay. So not all of you are super creative. There's some aspect here with the Page of Cups asking you to move into your new life with a different sense of creativity, or do things that are going to be more so honing that energy for yourself, being part of something creative with you. It can also talk about learning new skills, painting, drawing, whatever it may be, singing. There's aspects of it that it's to lift your energy. That's what I'm feeling. It's to lift your energy, to make the road ahead of you not so dark or disparaging. There's something about here lifting your energy. And take a breath. Take a breath. You're on a new trajectory here, Sag singles, and I think it's important for you to try and release this person from the past that has kind of plagued you in a way. Don't worry about their giving you clarity or giving you closure. It's all about you. I need to do this. I feel like I need to do this, okay? So let me get rid of these cards. Get rid of these cards. We are going to do something different here. Okay. It's feeling like you just need to remove that other person from your life or your mind. Show me the Page of Cups here moving forward for Sagittarian singles. Show me the Page of Cups moving forward. You have the King of Wands. Show me the Ace of Pentacles moving forward for Sagittarian singles. Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse, I believe, was in the beginning of this reading. Or maybe he was upright and then he came out as reverse. Show me the Ace of Cups here for Sag. The World in reverse. Weird. Okay, so some of you are not done yet. You have the potential for new things coming into your life, but I really want you to allocate that energy towards you, okay? You and what you want in your life. You may be dealing with a fire sign or another fire sign. You may be dealing with somebody that's very bossy and out of control, and there may be unfinished business between the two of you. I still really suggest that you get within your own power, Sagittarius, and you move forward. You don't get stuck on the old. You know, I believe we might be in a retrograde of energies, and a lot of the time, even if a person doesn't come back into your life, there's a lot of energy within us that can resurface about people. There's a lot of energy that kind of like bubbles up from the netherworlds and just gets caught up in our brain. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more clarity here. Show me the connection between the Page of Cups and the King of Wands. Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's about letting go of things, cutting things out that don't work for you anymore. This is something that you would hope for with somebody in the past, letting it go so you can make new territory, new energy. Show me the Ace of Pentacles with the Emperor in reverse. Your home, your foundation. Pay attention to the things that are real for you. If you get entrapped or entangled with this person again, I feel that it will come out of the blue, but it will also be something where you're better equipped to deal with it because you're focusing on yourself versus trying to make something work with this person. You can't make anything work with the Emperor in reverse. It's more of that Justice in reverse energy. It's somebody who mistreats you. Show me the Ace of Cups and the World in reverse here. Yeah. Be conscious of it. You know, this is about a different perspective, having a different perspective here. I love that the Queen of Swords is falling out too. I'm going to put her over here. You have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Whoever did whatever they did to you, they did you dirty. It's literally, legitimately about removing that person from your mind and from your life so that you can have a new beginning. You have new energies to focus on. Let it go. Let this energy go. Be defensive about your time. Be defensive about your space. Be defensive about your energy, and be defensive about what you give and give to people. Like give and, you know, allow people to take from you. This person took from you. Have clarity, have understanding in regard to what you want in your life, and go after it. This Queen of Swords, she gets rid of the emotional confusion about situations, you guys. She allows things to move forward, but only in a just and direct way. She's a good person. This is the energy that you need to embody. It feels like you might have somebody from your past coming in that is not for your best interest, isn't in your higher interest. So one card for advice. Yeah, you're going to be getting a message from somebody here. I don't feel like it's the best message, but it is what it is. Yeah, you could be getting a message from somebody. It's also, you have the mice as well. This is situations that eat holes through your plans. They eat holes through your emotions. This person can eat you up, spit you out. They cause problems. They cause your foundation to be unstable. Here with this Four of Wands, you're trying to stabilize your life, stabilize your foundation. Be happy with who you are and how you are, okay? Don't change for anybody. Do it for you if you need to. And please be mindful of allowing people from your past back into your life, especially if there's a lot of pain with that person. What's indicated here is that you would be re-entering into a situation with more pain. So deal with yourself, deal with your new experiences. If you choose to go in a different direction on your own, it's prosperous. You have new beginnings in financial energy. You have new beginnings in stability. You have new beginnings in love and also self-healing with that Ace of Cups. I'm going to shut up here, Sag. I hope that this reading was helpful. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.